and welcome to Better Biz. I have a very special guest with me today. The Director of Legendary Bookkeeping, Anna, is with me to talk all things bookkeeping and helping businesses get in front of the game.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks for having me.
Anna, one of the key areas businesses struggle with is the impact of cash flow. And it's such an important area. And I know we're going to protect the innocent here and change the names a little bit. But Tom and Jerry, there's someone I know you've worked with, and they had to overcome, as I understand it, a bit of a tax debt, and that's where you came into your own.
Yes, that's right. So good old Tom and Jerry. When I first came on board to them, maybe about 6 to 7 months ago now, they had a fairly large tax debt along with other suppliers. Now, obviously, with COVID coming in, the business took a hit, etc., etc. Now that COVID was out and they were starting to get it in, they still couldn't get on top of their tax debt. So what I recommended was we set up a payment plan firstly with the ATO, which we did, to pay it off as in the shortest amount of time as we could possibly do without making the cash flow tight. And then what we did is once we paid that off, which was in about 4 months, we paid it off. We just keep that going. So then the next quarter comes along and you've got that money sitting there ready to go. Now, I know the ATO tends not to like having their bank or the account as a bank account, as they say. So with another client, what I've done is I've set up another bank account for them. So they can't basically touch it unless I give them the approval. So money comes into that bank account, it stays in there until tax time. So instead of having a large sum tax, 10, 20, 100,000, whatever it is, you might have already that 50,000, even half of it sitting there that you can throw it onto the tax bill, and then you can start paying it off before the next lot of tax and then keep on that on top of it. I do that even with my own business.
It's such an important thing to do. And I can hear even just from the way you talk about that, I know this is such a favorite niche of yours in terms of getting into the solving those cash flow issues for business.
Very much so. Absolutely. I think it stems from, and funnily enough, it stems from when I very first got my very first paycheck, going back when, just the other day. When you actually had money given to you, I had put it in my locker and it actually got stolen from me. My very, very first paycheck. And I swore that I would never, ever have to rely on not having any money in my bank account. So I started doing that myself, and I always had little savings here, there, and everywhere. And moving into businesses and seeing, and look, I've had a couple of failed businesses as well because I didn't do that as well. We just didn't keep that extra money aside. So I've also learned from my own, businesses that I haven't been successful with. So always have now, I've got, and I try and get my clients to do this, 5 bank accounts. I know it sounds a lot, but basically I have one for my tax, one for my profit, one for my owner drawings, one for when your operating expenses, so all your bills come out of, and one where all your money that your clients pay you into that account. And it only takes maybe 6 months before you start reaping that little reward. You realise that you've got, oh wow, I've got that $50 extra sitting in there. I can draw that out for myself. Or wow, I can pay the tax man this quarter. How great is that? To pay the tax man is unbelievable. I love it. Absolutely love it. Not having to owe him money. Or her. I should say it actually, but yeah.
And I believe you've got an online assessment tool that people can take advantage of.
Absolutely. If they just jump onto our website and follow the links, they just need to fill it in, and then I will contact them once I receive the email.